Welcome to Sinless production. Today I saw this online and I think I need to make a comment on it. YP posted this on his social page that now the Asakaa music or the Kumerica music is no more. And under his comment, people were tagging the I think the Asakaa boys and others were saying a lot of stuff on it. But now I want to think why I think this Kumerica thing came to an end or is no more trending like how it used to be. You know, this is not a surprise thing because first of all, the Kumerica thing was just a trend. I think when this Kumerica thing was trending, that this kind of lifestyle and those things will just come to an end. But most people didn't understand. Most people thought anybody who says such a thing is just against it. But moreover, no, it was most of a real thing, because if something is just a trend, you can't expect a trend to be to last forever. A trend is a trend, and a trend have to fade away. So with this, I think when the whole thing happened, any artist who got the opportunity to make a trend on it should just know how to rebrand or brand themselves for the next journey or for another thing, because you can't just rely on just this Asakaa thing or the Kumerica thing. Just have to brand yourself and know how you project yourself to the new world, because you are now moving on to a new world and you are getting an audience worldwide, not just in Kumerica. So I think anybody who just will rely or put his mind on it that this Kumerica thing is going to last forever and those things, that the people who are now suffering. Like let's take Ypee as example. When the whole thing happened, immediately Ypee made his name. Immediately Ypee made his name out of this. Then you can see that you could see clearly that he just adjust himself from the whole Kumerica thing. And although he was using the Kumerica vibes in his songs, in his EP, but he branded himself. I think his managers let him or allowed him to brand himself in a certain, like in a mid artist. So he became a mid artist instant. He wasn't a kind of Kumerica. Although he's a Kumerica product, he was branded as a main artist. That's one thing that is helping Ypee. So nobody can say Ypee is maybe a Kumerican artist, although you can say Ypee is a Kumerican artist, but now Ypee is a mainstream artist now. So I think the mistake they did is that most of them couldn't brand themselves as a main artist. Then let's talk about Kofi Jama. Kofi Jama too is doing the same thing. Kofi Jama, although Kofi Jama was in the those Kumerican thing, he's also find a way to brand himself as a main artist. He quickly features Tomboy, then Tini, then the tour, so that he can get more exposure, so that he can get more fan base. Because the Kumerican thing was more of a kind of trend thing. So immediately you get your way to get your hit or anything that you want, and the people come to know that you are also a good talent, or you also have a good talent. They have to project yourself worldwide. You have to know how you can get a new fan base on this. You have to know how. So I think with this, I don't know how Ypee or the other artists were planning on their career. I don't know if they were waiting that if they were thinking this thing will not come to an end or something. It's just something that people were saying that this thing will not come to an end. But as an artist, you have to know, you have to be prepared. I think it's their management, because I don't know, and I have not seen a kind of trend that have lasted forever before. Like let's take for example this hip hop song that we are all enjoying. In the 80s, when the Tupac were mostly fighting for it with those kind of West and the straight out of Compton, those kind of street vibes, you know.
Wait, train.
kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comment under the comment section. Let's continue. You can't see them in today's world now, because now the world have changed, and since the world have changed, any trend and everything will just get, I think, lost in the mix of the world. So now those content artists and those, they are no, like, you can't see something someone branding himself as a content artist. I'm talking about US now, but now we still have a lot of artists who in terms of history, they claim they are from there. Like, for example, is Kendrick Lamar, but Kendrick Lamar is not doing songs for the Coptic. There he's just doing the song for the whole of US and the world. So it's just about branding. So I think the mistake those artists did was, I think they thought this thing is going to last long. I don't know how they thought, but because I have not seen a trend that have lasted this kind of long. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know how they were planning. And I think people were saying that is because of unity. See, even if they were to come close together and do something together, it will still come in 2022. You will still get something like this. We will still get it. It will not. It's not going to last. It's just about you branding yourself and taking yourself to a new direction. That's the only thing that will last. So I don't know how they actually planned, and I don't know on what basis ypee is talking. But to me, I think those people, those artists who made it from the Kumerica invasion are enjoying now. Although on the space, big homie Flay's space, the Asakaa boys were complaining on payment on shows and those things. But I think they have already made it. So they are they should just forget any promoter who will not pay them for a show. They should just move on and do the songs, put it on their platform. I think since the promoters know that they're in the business, without money they can't work for any promoter. I think by next year or this year, and then anytime the shows will come, the promoters will prepare for their monies, and So I buy most of them, or I don't know who, I don't know how an artist will perform for you without him being paid. I don't know how these promoters are thinking we are in the 90s. Like, I don't know, but it is what it is. So for me, I think we're coming back on the Kumerica thing. I think those artists who did their mistake is their management that is to be blamed, because of they didn't prepare. I don't know how they were thinking. I don't know how they thought this Kumerica thing will. I don't know how long they thought this Kumerica thing will last, but they should have known this. A trend is a trend, and you can't predict how trend go. So they should just bring themselves back again. They can still make it. But they shouldn't still think it will last. They should just put themselves together, make some hits, and then rebrand themselves as a main artist, not just a Kumerican artist or something. Thank you for watching our video to the end. Kindly subscribe to the channel if you have not, and please like our video. And also, if you are watching from Facebook, please like our Facebook page. You can click on any of the video that will pop up on the screen. See you on our next update.